with Roger Tattersall, known as Tall Bloke on his blog, and we're at the Porto Climate Conference in Portugal. It's just wrapped up, and I wanted to ask you, Roger, about your views on climate change. Do you go along with the Ipcc consensus view?
No, I do not. I have a very different view of climate and what controls it from the Ipcc.
And what is that view?
My view is that largely the natural variation has to be considered before you could possibly even think about wondering what difference a trace gas might be making to the climate. You need to know how much difference natural variation makes to the climate. And this is something they haven't done properly.
And what are natural variations?
Well, natural variations are just annual things in the Earth's weather patterns which are quite chaotic. But then there are many longer term variations which actually appear out of the chaos if you disentangle the various cycles that are all continuing at the same time. So, for example, we're finding celestial cycles in the paleoclimate data and in the solar proxy data, which indicate that we have long periods like a 2,400-year cycle called the Hallstatt cycle, a 1,470-year cycle called the Bond cycle or Dansgaard-Oeschger cycle in the glacial times, a 208-year cycle called the De Vries cycle, and a 179-year cycle, a 90-year cycle called the Gleisberg cycle, and many more.
And so are these all related to the orbital patterns of the sun, the moon, the planets? Is that what the cycle is about?
I believe they are, and there's very strong evidence for this on the Earth, like in the north of Canada around Hudson Bay, where the beaches have been lifting since the end of the last glacial period after the weight of the ice came off them. And as those beaches rise, they keep a record of the storminess, and you get ridges at 45-year intervals. Every second one is larger. Every fourth one at 180 years is larger again. And this strongly indicates that we're looking at celestial cycles rather than just an internal chaotic oscillation of the Earth.
Okay. Well, how does it make you feel then when you see that the science is being so distorted?
Well, it makes me very worried for science itself and for society, because society depends on science as being an evidence-based set of facts that they can relate to and regard as being truthful. And when the science becomes distorted, if the data is deliberately distorted to enhance one point of view over another, then there's a danger that people will lose trust in science itself. And then where will we be? They'll be thrown onto politics, and we all know where that leads to extremes. People need a common set of beliefs and knowledge in the truth of scientific knowledge that lies at the center of society to hold us all together.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for attending, and thanks for your blog. Did you want to say a word about your blog?
Well, my blog's called Tall Blokes Talk Shop, so Google that if you'd like to come and join in the fun. All points of view are welcome. If you make a statement that is a strong statement, then you better be prepared to bring some evidence along to back it up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And for Friends of Science Society reporting from Porto, Portugal at the Climate Conference, I'm Michelle Sterling.